Ladies and gentlemen, all aboard the short bus to hell. Please remember when boarding to keep your hands and feet inside the ride at all times. We are not responsible for missing items, brain lesions, cardiac arrest, the abandonment by a loved one, exploding kittens, or world domination by little green men. We will take credit for a good time and the occasional moistness you might feel at varying locations of your person. This ride may not be for everyone, and if that's you, please find the nearest window to throw yourself from the vessel. Buckle up and enjoy.
Hi, welcome to Great Friends. Okay, people, I forgot for a moment what the rest of that line was. It's literally 4 words, and I've forgotten every one of them. I am Anthony, per usual, and I'm joined by Dildo Baggins.
What? How is that my name?
I think I have to go up with a name for you every week.
Yeah, but I don't understand where the dildo came from.
It's a play on Bilbo Baggins.
I get that.
Well, I don't know what I'm explaining the joke for. You're not supposed to explain jokes.
Oh, never mind. Just attributing me to a dildo.
I wish I had one.
No!
I wish I would have got one of the suction cup ones that you stick to the wall and fuck. I would have been like, and I'm joined by Dildo Baggins, and I was slammed it on the table.
I have a coworker who sent one as a Christmas gift to another coworker.
Yeah.
And now he has it in like every picture that he ever takes.
I need to get 3D printing back up and running. I don't know what's wrong with our machine, but I need to get it back up and running because before it took its shit, I was able to make Dickosauruses.
What?
It's like a T-Rex, but the neck up is just a big dick head.
My tattoo artist told me that his one of his most common tattoos that he does is a devil with like a dick, either jerking himself off or being jerked off. And it's like,
who's getting these things?
He said a lot of people do. A lot of people do.
Is it like a cult growing out there?
No, I just think it's just like one of those, and he does it in traditional style, so I think it has something to do with like the traditional style of tattoo. I don't fucking know, but he does a lot of devils with dicks being jerked off and coming. Yep.
So weirdly specific.
I was very surprised when he told me that because I was like, I don't understand. What do you mean there's a lot? And he goes, a significant amount of my clientele. I said, well, I'm not gonna be one of them. He goes, okay.
They're like, are you trying to?
He enjoys doing them.
He likes doing them.
Yeah, you think it's funny. He loves doing flowers and the devils with the dicks.
He's probably just like, look, man, I won't even charge you for this one. Just let me do it. Put it on your body.
It's somewhere that's never going to be seen.
I think we have to have him on. We have to have him on as a guest.
I don't think so.
You can have him on while we're getting our llama potion tattoos.
Oh, okay, maybe that.
We'll try to do it through the pain.
Maybe that. I don't know where I would get him though.
Get it right at the crevice, right where it's tender and hurts.
No, it's the worst. When I got Shy Guy, just his little foot was so painful, and it's like a millimeter of ink.
You think ink's little foot is painful? You should try giving birth to a child.
That's true.
I did in your bathroom a little bit ago.
Fuck me.
So,
what an intro.
I wasn't going to talk about poop because I went through the list of our episodes and I realized that
you do it every episode.
3 of the 6 of them are poop-based names. We have Aspirations was our first one. We have Shitburger, and there was another one. I can't remember now what it was. Purging the Poo, which was Winnie the Poohing. We talked about that episode. But Purging the Poo could also double serve as poop, too.
Yeah.
So 3 of our 6 episodes had to do with poop. And I was like, all right, we got to stop the potty talk. We got to get on to other things other than poop. And
today we're talking about it again.
Today we're talking about it again for good reason, for 2 reasons. So first off, I was alternating between calling you Dodo Baggins and Sleeping Beauty, but I thought Dodo Baggins was a lot more funny. So I went with that.
You walk in on me asleep once, and I'm Sleeping Beauty.
So you have this issue where your couch is so comfortable that the second you get too lounged into it, you just fall asleep instantly.
Yeah, I can't help it.
You don't know it's coming. You don't know that it's about to happen. You just conk out. And then we can't get a hold of you for anything.
Right.
And I was on my way.
Don't you know the code?
No, I didn't. That's why I had to ask the group chat for Con, which we went to last weekend. And we could talk a little bit about that.
Yeah.
There was some interesting things, but overall, it wasn't too
Too many furries.
Too many furries. Too many people asking questions that were already.
Yeah. Well, I know this question was just asked, but then why are you up here?
But in any case, yeah, you gave us the code for last weekend, and I didn't know where it was, and I was trying to scroll and find it when all of a sudden my stomach cramped up real bad, and I was like, this thing's coming out. I gotta fucking get inside. I gotta get inside. I pushed the doorbell button, so I thought maybe you'd have your phone. It would ring near your head or whatever.
No, there's a doorbell on the outlet, but nothing happened.
Oh, I pushed the ring doorbell or whatever it is, the wise, whatever you have. But it rang, and then nothing happened. I didn't hear Kane barking. I didn't see you. I was like, this motherfucker's still asleep. So I went through the group chat and I was scrolling trying to find it. And the longer it took me to scroll and find it, the more my stomach started cramping, and I knew it was going to happen. Like, I was going to get in your house in time to go run to the bathroom while you were still passed out on the couch, or I was going to take a massive shit in your yard and hope that you mistook it for Kane, and you were going to be like, buddy, do we need to go to the vet? Like, what's wrong with you?
As Mila is home and she sees it, because that part of the house. Yeah, over there. The part, I don't fucking know. Yeah, it's over here. The part of the house that butts out past my house is her like extended living room, and that's where she sits, and she leaves those windows open all the time. She would have just seen you squatting in the yard.
I knew one of your neighbors because you're pretty well surrounded, and it's all open. Like, you don't have like a tall fence or anything. You've just got chain link fence, so like anybody could have seen, and somebody would have fucking seen me squatting down behind your garage.
The police would have been at my house and would have been like, "Fuck."
Be like, I mean, he's not a pervert. I mean, he kind of is, but he's not that kind of a pervert.
He's not demented. So I guess I just need to make your own code.
Yeah, so Kristen remembered the code because apparently she remembers the things that don't matter whatsoever. Right. And she gave it to me. She texted it to me, and I said, sweet. And I got in, and I threw my trash away. And I thought all the crumbling of the Taco Bell bag was going to wake you. Not fucking nothing. So I threw my trash away, set my bag down, and I went straight for the bathroom. And while I was in the bathroom, I wrote a log.
Oh, fuck. Even these logs.
Unfortunately, you know what? My iPad is here somewhere. I was going to say, I wonder if it would show up on there, but it's on my phone, which we're using to record. We're in the middle of upgrading, so we don't look like a poor man's podcast. We're getting bullied on TikTok, guys, and I don't like it.
Just don't read the comments.
Yeah, don't relay them to you either.
Yeah, I don't want to know them either, but that's like Internet 101.
So as you can see, we've got, hopefully won't be a green screen when I finish editing. It should be a brick wall with our neon sign logo here. I say beautiful. Over here, it'll probably be like over here or something.
It's beautiful.
It is beautiful. And then we've got lapel mics. We're no longer using the one in the center because I had issues where I found that like from week to week as we move the mic, one of us would be louder than the other. So I try to move it accordingly, and it was never perfect. So now we got these lapels that I just hit.
Next up is a better camera.
Better camera that doesn't look like poor man's podcast. So anyway, I got we went from breaking into your house and going to the bathroom to that.
You didn't break into my house.
I don't even know what the connection was. But anyway, so I went to the bathroom. Oh, the poop log, that's what it was. It all connects together through poop.
Oh, God.
So the poop log, I was writing a very unique one specifically for you, and I can't remember what it was word for word, but it was this big, long paragraph, and I'll have to send it to you. It was something about, like, I've broken into Sleeping Beauty's house. He's still passed out on the couch, and I'm in here dropping a massive load in his bathroom.
Oh, God.
And then the wheels started turning, and I said, it would be completely worth the gas to drive up here, break into your house, shit in your toilet, not flush it.
I would end the
and
friendship.
Then leave, and then drive. I mean, you would have obviously caught me on camera, so eventually you would have figured out that I was here. And then text you when I got back home and go, you know, man, I just haven't got any sleep for my double shift tonight. Let's just cancel tonight. We'll figure out another day this week to do it. And then at some point you would have woken up to that text message and be like, oh, I guess I have the night to myself. We'll play Helldivers. And then go to the bathroom and find this massive pile of shit.
I would have ended the friendship.
I mean, I wouldn't have like left it on your floor. It would have been in the toilet where it belongs, but
no, because that reminds me of the hamburger of my old roommate who would not flush the toilet.
It would layer the toilet paper in the water so it didn't hear the splash.
Terrible. The trauma. No, probably really would not have ended the friendship. But you know, we're in too deep now. But
I was kind of worried Kane was here because
He wouldn't have done anything. He already likes you.
Yeah, but I think before he realized who I was, maybe he saw an arm opening the door and would have latched on me.
No, what he does is he waits till the door is open and he sees, and then he like stops barking.
Oh,
Because
okay.
my mom walks in all the time and he like freaks the fuck out, and then once he sees her, he's like, "Oh hey."
I try not to be like trace level afraid of him, but I'm like, he is a trained dog to protect, so
Right.
like he could tear me apart.
My friend who's coming this weekend, I found out from her boyfriend that she is afraid of big dogs. So it's not even that she's afraid of my dog, it's just that I think it's like the whole thing is she's afraid of big dogs, which is why she's afraid of my dog. But I'm thinking that he's gonna have to go back to my parents this weekend because she is like so nervous to see him again, and I'm like, but he loved you.
Might be a little tense, yeah.
He loved you. She doesn't like that he herds her.
Yeah.
Like he did to Trace.
I can get that because I get a little bit nervous about it. I'm like, I know he's not going to bite me, but he might like nip at my heel to
Yeah, he nips at the heels.
make you go.
Which is what they do with like the sheep and shit. So, yeah. But he doesn't actually do anything.
He's fine. He's on vacation at your parents' house anyways.
I know. I'm surprised my parents haven't said, "Hey, are you picking him up yet?"
They probably assume you're also sleeping.
Actually, yeah, probably. I didn't tell him what time I was coming back, but normally my mom will be like, "What time are you picking him up?" Because I don't think I took my food over there with him, so she's probably gonna have to feed him. It is what it is, but yeah.
But here I am. I finished pooping. I decided I needed to wake you in some manner. I've never had to wake. We've been around each other sleeping one time when we first started hanging out and you crashed at my house. We drank.
Yeah.
Learned about interesting stuff. But we woke up. I think you were awake before me. So like, I never had to wake you before. I didn't know if you're like a person who startles awake or anything like that, especially if you don't know someone's there. So I was like, I'm not about to get like punched in the face over telling you I showed up.
No.
So instead, while I'm finishing up my duty in your bathroom, I connect via your TV on your living room wall where you're sleeping, and I connect a song. I might have to play a clip of it for a little bit so people can enjoy the process.
It was a terrible fucking song.
It was like mocking Black Eyed
Peas, yeah.
A bad.
I can't think when I gotta poop. No eye contact, I'll beat you down. Cause you know that's not scary, hero. You'll never find a human that steals school supplies. And if you do, let me know who, and I'll beat him down. I like to poop out the bad vibes. That's right, I'm the best one. And when we do a show, I always start with this. And then usually around 5 I lay down. Then I poop on the floor.
Lip reader, whatever.
But it fucking scared the shit out of me.
Everybody pooped. All I heard was after I hit connect and I saw it start playing, I heard,
I was like, what the fuck is going on?
Job done.
How did my TV turn on?
So all that to say that pooping wasn't going to be talked about, but because of that and something else that I need to give a shout out to a mutual friend of ours for, Russ. I didn't know this was coming. Kristen texted me a couple of days ago now, I think it was, and said, "Do you know why we have a package coming?" I said, "No, I didn't even know we had anything coming. I didn't order anything." And I said, "Did you forget?" Because she tends to do that where she doesn't remember something's coming, and then asked me what I ordered. And she said, "No, I don't have anything either." I said, "Well, I guess when it gets here, I'll let you know what it is." And I get the package, and I see that it's from Russ, and I go, "Why did Russ send me a package?" And for anyone who maybe doesn't know Russ, I don't know if he joined the Discord. He was in the 041. He was the original co-founder of Overdue for Extinction, the podcast that I used to do. And he sent this package, so I opened it up very cautiously and curiously because I didn't know what to expect from him since he didn't announce anything was coming. And when I opened it, I found this, and it may not show very well on the camera, but I've talked about my poop logs before several times on this podcast and many times over on Overdue for Extinction, and people have asked me to stop talking about my poop. But Russ joined me on this app because, as we mentioned, it is a social app where you can have friends and follow people on there. So every time I
hate it here.
log a poop, he gets notified that I pooped. And then he can read the caption comment thing that I've
Why
written
is
for
the
it.
internet such a cesspool?
So he 3D printed me this poop with little yellow beads to represent corn, fly on it, and it was not an engraving, but the wording says "I'm feeling dragon," which is my username on there. Quotations "dude the do," number 100. So that was a notification he got.
What did he have to search to be able to like get that to print?
I don't know. I have no idea. I have a lot of questions for him. But this is going to go great for that presentation that we're going to give Kristen.
Oh yeah, she's going to fucking love it.
So I will take a picture.
We're gonna have to have Russ make her one for a full year of enduring.
So yeah, that's what he sent, and I added Kristen to the group chat with you and me and Russ.
Yeah, I was very confused. I was like, she's joining this now?
She was too. She was like, "Why am I here with the three of you?" And I was like, "I just wanted to let you know since you were curious what the package was, and I wanted to tell everybody else here what kind of a monster Russ is." And then he gave me this poop trophy. So thank you for giving a shit about my shits, Russ. I appreciate that somebody does.
Somebody's got to.
Cody just gets bombarded with occasional logs that I think are artistic masterpieces.
And they usually are.
Like, this is too good not to share.
Put so much effort into them that even reading them, I'm like, this is actually very funny, but it's just so detailed.
That's why it's going to get published in a book. And I'm going to release it for like 99 cents on Amazon.
No, you don't undervalue yourself. There are freaks out there who will want that.
I bet there are.
Oh, God. When I was at the wedding yesterday, one of the people that I was with was openly telling another person that, so it was a conversation between two women. It was one of my coworkers / very, very good friend, and I'm not going to name her, but then we had saw a coworker who we hadn't seen in years at the wedding. So we started talking, and my friend was like, "Oh, did you know that we were this close of friends?" And she's like, "Yeah, I knew you were close. I didn't know like it was like brother sister level." And she goes, "Yeah, I tell him every time I shit my pants."
Oh my God.
And I'm like having really secondhand embarrassment at this point, like, or even just reiterating this. But I was sitting there, I was like, "Oh my God." And I was drunk, so I started laughing, and I'm like, I can't believe we're even talking about this at a wedding right now to somebody you haven't seen in so long. And then the girl who we were talking to was like, "There's no TMI with me. I love TMI. Like, I want to know if somebody can even break that level for me, because you cannot tell me something so rough, disgusting. I want to hear it all."
You have to overcome a lot of obstacles to unlock the mental capacity to shit your own pants. You have to overcome some barrier in your mind where it's like, this has to happen. We don't have a choice anymore.
Right. Well, so apparently this happens to her like once a week. And I'm assuming it's because she has IBS, which is fine,
right.
Whatever. But
the medical condition.
To openly brag that you tell somebody that you do this at a wedding that you have not seen in so long, and you don't know how they're going to react. Like, I'm surprised at that. If that was anyone but that one person who's like, I don't care about TMI because I love it, I really would have wondered. I wonder how it would have like soured anybody around us, because there was so many people listening to it.
Right. There's a real solid chance that you tell that story to any random person,
and they're like, "What the fuck is wrong with you?"
Yeah, we're not talking anymore.
Like, if it was me, somebody was telling that to me, I literally would have turned around and walked away. So yeah, that was a very eye-opening experience for me last night, because I was sitting here, I was like, I just don't think I could ever openly tell somebody that. And I even questioned that in the conversation, and she goes, "Why wouldn't you talk about that?" I was like, I think that there may be two people on earth, you're not one of them, that I would ever tell
right.
to her. And she was just like, "Oh." I was like, I just don't, I'm not that kind of a person. And she didn't get it, and she was kind of insulted. So, sorry.
Should have told her that that's not how you risen with autism.
I'm wondering if I should tell her about the poop logs, because then she can make an account.
She could absolutely follow me. Got like 125 of those things she can read.
Oh, Jesus Christ. So yeah, that was a little interesting. The wedding overall was fine. It was just like another fucking wedding. But I was drunk as shit. I had bourbon, tequila, bourbon. I had at least 10 drinks that were just cocktails. And then I did like 4 shots.
And then you came home at 11 o'clock, or came back to your hotel at like 11 o'clock, and you're like, all right, I'm ready to play video games. I'm like, some of us are going to bed.
What did you have to do today that you couldn't play?
I had to sleep in.
Yeah, so you didn't have any reason. But it was for the best anyways, because I ended up getting McDonald's. But I had to wait up until like 12:45 for it because the guy was on a bike. So he was doing Uber Eats on a bike, which I keep forgetting people can do that now. But like, you can't go through a drive-through on a bike.
Be a little difficult, yeah.
And where he went to go get the food, I know, is only open via drive-through. So I don't even know how I got it, but it took forever. And when I got the food, the buns were stale, like they were hard, and some of the food was cold. So I was like, "This kind of fucking sucks." But I gotta force myself to eat it so I don't die in the morning. And it is what it is. But
I promise I'm listening. My screen keeps trying to go back to sleep, so I'm trying to tell it to not go to sleep.
oh, you're fine. But I'm just so sick of weddings. I'm so sick of them. And especially because I'm getting to the point now where my parents keep asking, when are you going to get married? I'm like, well, I need to find somebody to marry first. And
Are they pressuring you for grandchildren like typical?
Yeah, 100%. Pressuring me like for grandchildren constantly. I'm like, well, you got Kane. That's the best you're getting for right now. I want children, but I don't have a wife yet. So
that's never stopped me before. Turns out not a prerequisite to having a few kids.
And it's fine. I would have a child out of wedlock, but I also don't have somebody to make a child with right now. So
you should ask, well, you got offers.
We're not going there. But yeah, so I just hate weddings because like it's like a reminder of me and the one girl that I was hanging out there that last night we were like, this is just a reminder of how single we are. But the girl who was getting married is in her 40s, so I'm like, maybe I have time. It's
fine. I think so long as you're enjoying your life, that's all that really matters.
Yeah.
I mean, there's no point in getting locked down into a family if that's not like what your initial want is.
Right, and I keep telling my parents that, but they're like, we want grandchildren. I'm like, I get it.
I was always very much, I grew up in a church household. My parents were 18 when they got married and had me. Like, I think were just finished high school or in high school. And then they got married and they conceived me like that night. It was all very, very close together. So like growing up, I was always kind of like, oh, when I turn 18, I want to start thinking about marriage and a family and all of that because I want to have kids while I'm still young and have energy and spry and all of that. And then I got to having kids, and though I love them dearly, I'm just like, there's a lot I didn't get to do.
Yeah, I get it. My parents had my sister when they were 21, I think. Yeah, 21. And I think they got married at 20. So they didn't wait. But I don't see that happening much anymore.
Yeah.
I see it's like later.
A lot of younger generation are primarily focused on their own personal happiness and stuff. And like you said, the dating apps anymore are all very hookup culture.
Yeah, it's straight. So, our generation fucked it up. We created that whole thing, and then now we're fucking it up where it's only hookups. We
really went into like a sex frenzy. Our generation did.
Yeah.
It was just all about sex. And then I'm hearing all these research articles and stuff about the younger generations don't really care for sex anymore.
Right.
They're cool not having it. I'm just like, where's the disconnect? Where did we stop being similar?
Well, and it's funny because like I remember when Snapchat came out, it was only on Android, and I remember the description of the app was straight up for sexting.
Yeah.
And one of my buddies was the only one who had an Android, so he got it, and none of us else could use it. But like Tinder, everything has just gone.
Right. Tinder has always been a hookup. They might call themselves a dating app, but they're always
right. And they try to like say like Hinge and Bumble and shit. It's like, oh, we're trying to help you be able to delete the app, blah, blah. But it's not working. No. So I just give up, and I'm just like trying to do it like where it's like in person instead. But I need to start going out more.
You're gonna be like Ted Mosby.
Fuck no. Fuck no. God damn, I don't want to be.
At least you don't do what he did and go, every girl's the one.
Fuck. No, but there are days where I'll be out and I'm like, I just met the love of my life. But I just saw her. I didn't even talk to her.
Your Nubian princess.
Yes. Like when we were at Comic-Con or Fan Expo, quote unquote. And I just like would look around and be like, break my neck, Nubian princess, look over here, an Egyptian princess.
Fucking ridiculous.
God. But then you're wife calls me your brother.
Does she?
Yeah, because of the fuck it list.
Oh, yeah. I thought you
But-
meant just like my brother in general, not just like him.
No, but that's not what it is for me. It's
Yeah,
just
she
like,
said don't have a fuck it list.
yeah, and that's not what it is for me. I don't have a fuck it list at all. But there's just something about,
The exotics.
yeah.
That seems racist.
That seems so
That
racist.
seems, I think that's absolutely racist.
if it is, I'm sorry.
So I discovered a song today. Today. Very old song. I had no idea. I'm not a big Panic at the Disco fan.
I'm not either.
But there's a song that apparently was on the same album that came out as what's their big one.
I should know this, but I don't.
God damn it! What is it? Now I had it and then it was just gone. I need to look it up. I need to be accurate. 9 in the afternoon. That's what it was. So
That's the name of the song?
Yeah, 9 in the afternoon is the song, isn't it?
That was really popular?
Yeah.
I mean, maybe, but that's not the one I'm thinking of.
Yeah, it is the same album. I wonder what year that came out. Now I'm curious.
Oh. What is the name of that song?
2008.
I Write Sins, Not Tragedies is their big one.
That's another one I've like. Okay, so anyway, so this song apparently came out in 2008. I'm gonna be wrong. I know I am. I don't even remember what it's called. But anyway, it's a song about one person being madly in love with their significant other, and then the other person be like, "I'm not in love with you. I'm just killing time." And so like I got stuck in a loop on TikTok because I came across this song. I was like, "This is a really good song. I really like it." And so I started started going through other videos of it, and there was a black girl on there who said. For the part that was every time they think of their partner, they think of the sky or whatever. And it was a woman of color who's finally experiencing romance. And then the other part of that, where it was like, I'm not in love with you, I'm just killing time, was in quotations, I'm not really looking for anything serious. I'm just experimenting with non-white girls or something like that. And it was just like, it baffles me. And then I was going through some of the other, like the comments on that video, and a lot of women of color were going on about if they had a nickel for every time they were called exotic just because their skin wasn't white. And it was like, wow, men are really fucking things up.
Yeah, but it's not. When I think of the word exotic, I don't mean like black. I mean, like, I don't fucking even know. But like,
Well, exotic
anything
is
but
defined as originating in or characteristic of a distant foreign country. So realistically, anything that's not native to where you are is considered to be exotic.
yes. So,
But it just seems weird.
but it's funny that people always say. To me, it's weird that guys will say that like black women are exotic,
right, exactly.
but they're from America.
Right.
Now, if you were from like Ethiopia or Nigeria or something, that would be exotic. But
Nubia.
Nubia, I don't think that's in is it still a country? I don't think so. But yeah, I feel weird when I say I feel dirty when I say it, but like now when I say it now, it's kind of like jokingly, just because it's, I don't know. But yeah, I'm not experimenting with it though. I've had my fair share. I just know what I like.
I never have. Not out of lack of desire. The desire was there. I just never really had the opportunity. Never clicked with anybody of a other skin color. Kristen's really limiting me here. I'm gonna have to break out of this chain.
I'm trying to think of something to say, but I can't.
Just really gonna have to break out of these confines that I'm stuck in.
I was trying to say something about that, but I can't bring myself to do it.
What were you gonna say?
I don't even know anymore. But it reminds me of like, you're gonna end up. I just remember, it just takes me back to like freshman year when my girlfriend was licking my beard and my tattoo. And she was Indian. But no, you can't. We're not.
Now on the hub, I've got quite a variety.
Kristen is like the color of an AirPod case. That's the most nice way of me putting it for her. Wait, that's not even, I don't even need to be mean because it's not mean. It's just like I was trying to say like no, like what I was saying about Kate at con was like Casper the Friendly Ghost has more of a tan than Kate does.
Yeah.
Remember we came out of the garage and she was like bright white.
She does live in a basement, so
That's true though. That's true. Yeah, my sister is very white too. She does live in a basement.
We're almost, my whole family is almost to the point, not like my parents and sibling and all, but the offspring that I've created, we're all white enough to hiss at the sunlight if the curtain moves just a little bit to let the sun in.
I always wondered why the curtain in the living room is like that. I wondered until Kristen told me.
Yeah, it's taped shut because the dogs.
But I was always like, is it because the sun?
Our kids are pale. It could very well be.
At first, that's what I thought it was. I was like, why is this like this?
I want to meet new people who want to make plans with me, and I just be like, we can't unless the sun is down. Just be like, just don't ask questions.
I'm allergic to the sun.
Let's just say I have an extreme explosive allergy to the sun.
Do you ever see that albino girl on... I think that's the right term. Again, if that's not the right term,
I don't
I'm
think
sorry.
there's a politically correct. I think it's just albino.
Have you ever seen that albino girl? She is black, but she's albino.
I have seen one of those before. I hooked up on one of those before. Just appears like white with kind of splotchy skin.
Well, it's not splotchy. She's just really, really pale and has like red eyes. But she can't go out at sun.
I believe that, yeah.
Yeah, she has to like actually, because she's like legally blind, everything like that. But she's all over TikTok. I'm sure if I showed you a clip, you'd be like, oh, I've seen her before. But then again, you didn't know who Jenna fucking Marbles was, so blame your mother.
Well, all right, fine. I'll blame my mother. I keep waiting for her to come across these two. We just talked about before we started recording.
Yeah, I'm just scared
being afraid that the wrong people in our families will find this podcast.
Right. Like I don't want anyone at my like nuclear family to even like see it. Because
actually, I do know my mom did watch or see a clip at the very least. I think she did see a clip that I posted in the O4E group, because she said something about she messaged me and was like, I'm sorry if you feel like I was a horrible mother or something like that. I don't appreciate you making fun of me to your friends or whatever. I was like, you have no idea what that video was about. Like,
what was the video about?
I don't even remember now what it was, but it definitely wasn't an attack on her. I think I had made
But she felt like it was?
Yeah,
so it's like if the shoe fits.
Yeah, I made some kind of reference to her or something, but like it wasn't about making fun of her, a joke at her expense or anything. She just twisted it weird. So like I don't think she's on TikTok. I don't have to worry about that.
My mom is.
Yeah.
My mom's on TikTok and my dad's on Temu.
Temu.
When I went to my house or my parents' house last week or the week before, he comes over to me with this tablet and he's like, look at my Temu cart. And he just shows me all the scrolling of Temu and everything. And he got like all this relatively okay, cool stuff, like stuff that they like for $37, a huge box of stuff.
Yeah.
And I'm like, how did you even discover Temu? Like, you don't have Facebook, you don't have anything that would target you. And I think it was because my mom told him about it because she buys stuff off there. But now he's literally, instead of like scrolling Facebook, he scrolls Temu.
They did advertise on the Super Bowl too. I don't know if you watched.
Oh yeah, I forgot about that. That's probably why.
I think they pronounced it Temu, and everyone's like, "What the fuck is Temu?"
Oh shit, really?
Yeah.
Okay, well Temu. But yeah, that probably is what it was. That would make sense. Shop like a billionaire. But he has Sony car decals now. Just like all this stuff. He bought me like German Shepherd stickers and just like so much stuff. But it's just funny because like he's somebody who yells at my mom and I for online shopping.
Right.
And now because it's like 3 cents, he's like, I can do it.
Oh, the Chinese. They used to build railroads, now they're building cheap knockoffs.
Oh my fucking god. Tony. Oh god.
Speaking of Chinese, we have a Japanese story.
We do?
It's the second one we're going to talk about. I just wanted to be racist again. So speaking of Chinese, we got a Japanese story. You were so wrapped up in the last one, you didn't even catch that.
I did, but I'm just ignoring it because I'm just like, oh god. I'm trying to think of what Kay said that she likes, that what she said is hysterical about what I do, and I don't even.
It's the gasp of horror right before you know something is coming.
Oh, like I don't think I've done it yet.
All right. Well, so we're not talking about Japanese or Chinese people first. We do have a black guy. Thank God it wasn't one of the white ones this time because that happens enough.
Florida. Where's this person at? Oh, North Carolina. This is shocking. It's not in Florida.
I've also fully expected it to be Florida as well. All right, so let's go ahead.
Wait a minute. They have a term for this now?
Term for that attraction.
Okay, so the headline of the article is man arrested after woman says he used her car to sexually pleasure himself for 3 years.
3 years is a really long time to catch somebody.
And then oh my God. So, and I didn't know this. Like, this is so wild. A man, the term for loving a car is mechanophilia.
Yeah, so he was
Sexual
arrested.
attraction to machines or vehicles.
So the story is that an 82-year-old woman said the man who she does not know, so he's been having sex with a stranger's car for 3 years.
How?
Has been using her car to sexually pleasure himself for 3 years. The woman who also said her car has been urinated on. Is that part of the sexual gratification?
I really kind of want to know how you get off on the car. Like, are you fucking the tailpipe? Because it's straight metal. And it's most likely rusted.
I feel like he's got to be just jerking off while laying across the hood of it or something.
This reminds me of that woman who married the Eiffel Tower and then divorced it because she wanted to get married to a fence.
What do you fuck on a car if not the tailpipe? And if you get it right after it was ran, it's not going to be pleasurable.
No, well, it's a rough metal.
Yeah.
Like, it's not. What if he like slips out and goes back in and like cuts his dick in half?
I just scraped my leg on a tailpipe.
Oh,
I don't think you've ever seen it. I have like a black line that looks like a pen mark on my left leg, on my left side of my calf.
It never cleared up?
No.
Why?
I scraped my leg against my aunt's tailpipe, and I think it just left a bit of exhaust inside. Like, it closed up, the wound sealed and everything, but there's a little bit of exhaust still inside on the surface. So just blackened that spot. It looks like a pen. So every once in a while throughout the years, I think it happened when I was a teenager, like probably like 15. People would be like, "You got a pen on your leg." I'm like, "No, I don't." They're like, "No, you do."
That is wild.
I'm like, "No, you don't understand. It's not pen."
That is wild.
Yeah. So those things are sharp. They would cut you if you get near them.
Arrest warrants accuse McRae of getting on the hood. Oh, okay, so it was the hood. The latest case happened on Sunday. The woman said she tried to put cameras out to catch evidence of what was happening, but she said McRae would move them. He doesn't like being videotaped. The woman said police eventually put their own camera and caught what was going on. Felony stalking and 5 counts of damage to property. What is he, stalking the car?
Also, what's the damage to property, and how does he only got 5 counts out over 3 years?
Right. 5 counts over 3 years. I'm assuming the damage to property is because he probably just left his jizz all over the place.
Just jizz on the car and it like peeled the paint or something?
Right, and because he peed on it.
Oh my god.
I'm pretty sure the jizz would like really peel the paint.
Right, probably.
Because it's like a bleach kind of thing.
I really like how he knew that she was putting cameras out to catch him, and he's like, "Don't fucking videotape me sexually assaulting."
Right? I would have thought he would want to be watched.
Right. I mean, I guess in his eyes, he has this relationship with his car, but like the car can't offer consent. So is he just raping the car, or is it in his mind the car wants it?
I don't know, because this is like with the Eiffel Tower chick. She says that she has a very fulfilling relationship with it until she got divorced and then had to marry a fence.
Kate and I covered a British musician who married a ghost from, I think, the Civil War era, and she said that he had like a drinking problem, and she would smell Marilyn Monroe's perfume when he came home late a couple of times or whatever.
Came home late?
Yeah, he came home late. He busted in through like the window or whatever.
There's another one.
It was wild. It was like, and then she got divorced because she was like, he's obviously cheating on me with the ghost of Marilyn Monroe.
I'm trying to pull up this other one, but this lady was in the news recently because she is married to a doll, and then got pregnant and had a whole birthing ceremony. And if I can find it, I will send it to Tony so that we can put it on the video. But
I have seen so many TikToks. And I can't find them trying to look for
She had
them
a whole-
now. But the other way around, where the guy's like impregnated a mannequin,
I've seen that too.
and then he like has a baby mannequin that he brings out like underneath the blanket or whatever, and he's like, "Looks just like me. I'm a
Right.
proud father." Like, you are fucking creepy, is what you are.
And I think that's what happened with this lady is she had like nurses or fake nurses or somebody. There was a whole stage. She had a whole setup in her house. She had the birthing table. They were wearing scrubs, everything, and the babies were wrapped. They were dolls, and they looked just like the other doll, the husband doll. And she is like taking care of them
That's fucking
as they were
wild.
real. But like, at what point is that a kink or is it a mental illness?
Right. Yeah.
Because I'm not going to kink shame, but
The logic part of me says it's got to be mental illness.
I just can't.
I just don't know what point. Yeah. Do they go hand in hand?
Kinks?
Kinks and mental illness?
I don't think so.
Maybe not necessarily mental illness, but trauma. Mental trauma could also play into it.
Maybe.
Because there are girls, I think, who are sexually abused. I guess guys too. They don't have to be girls. But like you always hear about how girls with that kind of a history sometimes get into the consensual rape. Or whatever it's called. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I think that's what it's called. I can't get down with that.
Right. That would be really hard. I'd be like, no, I'm not going to be able to maintain the erection while you're screaming for help.
No, I can't do that. I cannot do that. And like the whole, I can't bring myself to even try the whole choking thing. Everyone's like, oh, it feels amazing. I'm like, I can't do it.
I'm glad we're getting into this conversation now because I did, after the next article, want to talk about things like that as well. Personal.
Well, this next article also sounds like it would be like something that this guy might get off on.
So we're going to Japan. It's not China. I'm just a racist asshole.
Oh, God,
Should have
fuck.
brought my MAGA hat. All right, the second article we've got today is man arrested after pressing naked butt against water faucet in Tokyo Park. That's another dude in his 50s, too. Another guy who's 52.
What is wrong with these
This
fucking
guy's
people?
56. These guys are having the worst midlife crises.
56-year-old man arrested on suspicion of public indecency and property damage after he pressed his naked butt against a water faucet in a park in Setagaya Ward. According to police, the man who claims to be self-employed presses anus against a water faucet used for drinking in the park at around 2:20 a.m. on April 1st. Did he scream April Fools?
I don't know. I also like that they felt the need to list his employment. They're just like, we gotta know what this guy does for a living. He's like, oh, I'm self-employed.
And then they saw him riding a bike later with no pants on.
He was Winnie the Poohing it.
Yeah. He's one of your people.
What other people?
Later, police found a photo of the man pressing his ass against the water faucet on his smartphone.
Mm-hmm.
So I did it because I was sexually aroused. Yeah, so this sounds like this is a fetish for him, for sure. I use binoculars to make sure there are no people around beforehand. But, like, could you at least have cleaned it?
Right.
Like,
also, why would you ride around like you got away with? I assume got away with putting your anus, as they want to put it, not just your asshole or whatever, but your asshole on the water fountain. You got away with it. Why would you give yourself away by running around with no pants on?
right.
Like, put some pants on, and then you got your little picture of you pushing your asshole up on the water fountain that you can go home and jerk off to.
But I wonder, like, did I miss it? Did they say how that they knew he did it? Because, like, why would they go through his smartphone? Just for public indecency.
That's a good question. I thought that this continued on, but it doesn't. There's just comment section below. But it says that the park banned the use of the faucets for the day until they could be cleaned. So I guess at least they cleaned it. They're like, that's not
I
my
hate it
problem.
here. I really hate it here.
I'm going through some of these comments. They quoted I used binoculars to make sure there were no people around beforehand. It's exactly how far away was he from the faucet?
He's just like, he's fucking scouting locations.
Thanks for the disturbing mental image.
Oh my god.
There's no way that thing can be cleaned. It has to be bleached and then blown up.
Right, like, did he just press it? Did he do like
Maybe he was washing his asshole out. Like he put it up to the mouthpiece and rinsed out.
Oh, he's using it as a bidet?
Yeah.
God damn.
You know who's a big fan of bidets? Russ.
I was just going to ask you if you ever used one.
I have not. I've always been curious about it. And the fact
Does he have one?
Yeah, he's got. I don't know if it's. Yeah, I think he's got two toilets, but the one's in his basement and no one uses. So it's hooked up to his main one upstairs. I haven't been to his house since he installed it yet.
I've used one because my friend's parents have this like really renovated bathroom and heated floors, heated toilet seat, bidet, heat water or hot water for the bidet and like cold water, and then it like air dries you. And I remember trying it and I was just like, it doesn't live up to the hype that everyone's like, it's so amazing.
Really? Maybe it's just the weirdos that really like water sprayed at their butt. And they're like, oh, that's what makes it the best.
I don't know.
And then you sit there and drip dry.
Well, that's the other thing too. Is like,
because elsewise you're gonna.
What do you have to use toilet
paper. You're
paper.
Gonna get back up and shit water is gonna run down your leg.
Right, like you've got to use toilet paper to dry off, don't you?
I think the idea is that you can use like just a small square and dab it dry.
I'm just not. It's better than what they do like in some countries. I'm pretty sure. Where was it? My buddy, the same ship hamburger dude, he did study abroad. I think he was in Germany. He told me they don't wear deodorant in Germany, which was hard for him. But then he said he has to take his. Where else did he go? But there was somewhere else he went where he was like, I didn't realize I needed to carry my own toilet paper because they just don't use it. And I can't believe it's Germany. It's got to be somewhere else. But they didn't use bidets or anything. They just like squat and go.
Right.
I'm like, what do? You're going to be itchy the rest of the day? I'm not about it. Are you reading the comments still?
I am. There's nothing really else great in there anymore. The rest of them are just like people like, I don't know what's wrong with this world.
We're still green.
That's good because nobody fucking charged the mics.
Like they came charged.
I don't know. I don't know.
But like these kinks are just like, again, are they kinks or are they mental illness? And like, how do you discover? I want to know. I would love to talk to some of these people. How do you discover that you are into cars, mechanophilia? How do you discover that you like a water faucet in a public park on your ass? Because you don't just find that on Pornhub.
There was one. Excuse me, I'm coming with the end of the plague again.
Get the fuck out of my house.
There was a story that I think it was with Kate when we did 04E of a Arby's manager who pissed in the milkshake mix. Like he would get up on a stool and piss into the machine itself with the powder. And people complained about the weird taste or whatever. So there was an investigation about it. And I can't remember. Oh, no, what it was, how they found out was the FBI had been onto him because he had kiddie porn in his phone. So when they finally made the bust and went through his phone, they also found videos of him pissing into the milkshake mix machine. So like some people are real fucking twisted.
Holy fuck.
Yeah. I would never go back to that Arby's again. It would, maybe not even any Arby's for that matter. It would be tainted as fuck for me.
Holy fuck.
Someone
I would sue the fuck out of that franchise.
Someone on here did say, how can you tell the difference between an oral thermometer and a rectal thermometer? The taste.
I hate it here. I hate it here. Oh my god.
Nice little double dip.
Oh god.
God damn it. All right, well, since we've discussed some of these other weirdos' kinks here, let's see where we are on time. I'm sure people would love to listen to us for 2 hours. We're at 55 minutes currently, a little bit less than that because we talked a bit before.
What, so are you going to announce yours?
Oh, you want me just to go straight for it?
You're the one who said you wanted to announce it.
I just wanted to tell... Jesus Christ. I just want to tell you that mine wasn't like extreme. So like if you were going to be like, I enjoy a pinky in the ass and
That's not extreme, but no, I don't like that. But that's not extreme.
Finger in the mouth while I jerked off by a hobo. Like I wasn't going to be anything like that.
No.
So you said that there are some things that even like you couldn't get into, like choking, and like I'm fine with it, but I never know the pressure.
You've done it?
Yeah, there have been a couple of girls in the past that I've been with that have been into choking, and I was like, that's fine, I'll do it, but I don't know the right pressure.
Right, because you can black them out.
Yeah, you can black them out, you can crush their windpipe, would kill them. You can do it not right the way they want it to be done, and it ruins the mood, which is obviously the least extreme problem in this situation. And it's for anyone wondering, I am slamming Kool-Aid jammers because my kids have been here, so Cody has drinks for them, and now I drink them.
I prep for the kids to be here, but that's still not your kink.
No, I learned though through an awkward way, not really awkward to like people around me, but awkward in a way that was like oh, that's what I'm into. I have a praise kink, which is ironic given that Kristen is a very like mean-spirited, bantering kind of person.
I don't think that that's your only kink.
No, I don't know.
Because watching the two of you, I think that you're also a
masochist.
Yeah.
Yeah, I enjoy riling her up and getting beat.
The way that you two
it's the
interact.
funniest thing in the world.
Well, and I also love that too. That's something like it doesn't get me off,
right?
But I think it's just fun. But the praise kink is hysterical.
So what happened?
Well, no, I'm not going to make fun of you. It's just funny.
So what came about with that was we over the last a couple years ago we had a new chemist start up at the company where I work, and she I think wanted to like kind of give a safety presentation in a way that was fun, because normally the presentations are just slideshows and they're very stuffy, or they're videos from like the early 2000s that are very old.
You told me about this, girl.
I think so, yeah. Because I mentioned it on O4E. I think I talked about it before. And she just graduated college, so she's in her early 20s, so obviously like a decade under me, which is weird to think about. So she wanted to give the presentation in the form of a quiz. And so she did this something where it's kind of like Jackbox games where everybody logs into a room via code on their phones and they can play. And it was just really easy. Like all the questions were very obvious. So as soon as I saw the answer populate on the screen, I'd quickly press the button associated with it, and I would win. And she was just like, "Wow, Anthony did really, really good." And I was just like, "Huh, that's what's doing it for me." And so I felt more motivated to answer as fast as I could and stay top of the list throughout the entire game to get recognized for being number one.
That is not a bedroom kink.
No, it's not. It could be. I could request to be called a good boy in bed.
We're telling Kristen.
No, some people want to be called dirty slut or whatever. I could be like, call me a golden retriever.
You tell me you wanted to talk about your kinks, and this is literally what you give?
I'm into choking too. Not being choked. I mean, Kristen would choke me happily, but not in the bedroom.
Yeah, I know. I'm waiting to see her go after you.
I'm trying to think about other things. There was a girl that I was with who we were together for almost 2 years, and toward the end of the 2 years, she decided to tell me then that she wanted a finger in her butt before orgasming. And I didn't know how I felt about it. Like, obviously, I wanted to be able to deliver, but it was the idea of my finger in someone else's butt that was the issue for me.
Yeah.
And
eating people's ass.
Yeah, eating ass, I could never.
I can't do it. And I don't understand how people are like, oh my God, it's fucking amazing. And it may feel great, but being the one who's doing it, or even being the one who's receiving it and then kissing them afterwards is nasty to me. But I'm like, I don't understand how people who, like, you're literally chomping on shit.
Yeah, absolutely. Shit particles for sure. Like, no matter how clean they think they got that thing or how bleached it is,
right?
It is shit particles.
I can't get past it, and I'm surprised at like how much of a resurgence it's had like over the last few years, where people are just like, "That is amazing," and I want to do it, and I'm like,
Kristen was friends with a girl for a brief period before she kind of became a cunt and stopped like texting her back unless she wanted something, and she would tell Kristen all kinds of things about her and her boyfriend's sex life. And just to be clear, this is not the girl that she's currently friends with that you know about.
No, I didn't think it was.
Okay. I didn't want you to be like, wait a minute, is that what she's into?
No, I didn't think so.
No, she's obviously just into assholes.
Yeah.
Believing that in 100%.
No, you're not.
So anyway, This girl would tell Kristen that she was helping her boyfriend shave his asshole because she loved eating his ass. And then it's just like, it just baffles my mind. Like, how do you decide one day, I think I want somebody to stick their tongue in my asshole? It weirds me
I
out.
would sooner get down with a finger than I would a tongue.
Absolutely. It weirds me out in porn too when they do it too. Like the guy would be fingering a girl and they'd be like, well, that other hole needs to be tended to, and they would just start slopping on it. I'm
It
just like,
doesn't make any sense.
that was the wrong choice. And you're not even going to do anal. Like, why are you getting it all?
Right. It just
up?
doesn't make any sense to me. It's one of those things I've never been able to wrap my mind around. And people are like, well, it's so much fun. It's like, I love doing it. And I'm like, but why?
Right. And then there have been times where the porn will show a girl jerking the guy off, and then he'll like lift his leg while she's jerking him off and start licking his asshole. I'm like, what is happening? How did we?
I'll skip past any of that.
Yeah, I'd rather listen to the bad acting, honestly, before I start watching.
Sometimes the bad acting is just fucking. I love a good storyline, but
so hard to find porn with a good storyline.
it really is. There was some when I was younger that I would like favorite, and I would just go back to them. But
nothing worse than finding one that you're just like, this does it for me every minute,
and then it goes away.
Video, and you're like, I can't find it ever.
Do you remember when Pornhub made it? They did their thing where they took everything down because the kiddie porn thing.
I don't remember that. No,
this is a few years ago. Do you have an account?
Yeah. I don't know how old the account is, but I don't remember them having that on there.
So they only let verified people post.
Uh-huh.
It used to be like you could put anything on there.
Right.
Well, people were putting like kiddie porn on there, and I got a lot of fucking like news shit.
That explains some shit that
Pornhub was like, we need to get rid of everything, and you can't just be somebody who can post.
Right.
You have to be verified now, and it has to be like a verified account. You have to go through all the steps and everything. And I lost so much shit. I lost so many videos. I lost so many videos. It's never been the same.
At least though, it wasn't like you had one that you were like, I really like this fucking video, and they got taken down, and you found out it was because the girl was underage. You're like, how many times did I beat my dick to an underage girl that I didn't know?
No, because I won't even touch the video if she looks too young.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. And then you always see the ones, too, that are like, teen girl stays home from school.
Won't do it.
It's like, nope, we're going to stay away from that
one. I can't bring myself to even be attracted to that. And I don't understand. Like, there is a kid that I went to high school with who is our age and is dating a girl who, like, just freshly turned 19 or something.
Yeah.
I don't remember how many years ago we found this out. It was like maybe 2 or 3. So she's at least 20 or 21 now, but it was like she was freshly 18 at that point.
Right.
And when they first like started getting together, and it just makes zero sense to me how you can even do that, because she was just be with your age or older.
Mm-hmm. I agree.
No, so I don't know, but like for my kinks,
now we're gonna get this is where I expect most of TikToks to come from.
Oh, fuck me.
Especially with the word that your mom is going to find them.
Fuck.
Your dad's going to call you one day and just be like, I wish you were doing blow. I wish that's what it was.
Now I don't even know if I can say it.
I don't think I can actually put any of it on TikTok without it getting taken down.
Bondage is fun.
Okay, I can fuck with it.
Don't you remember when I told you I was tied up recently? Like when I was on that vacation in Florida?
I don't remember.
Yeah, it was like, because you were like, where have you been? I was like, sorry, I was tied up.
Reminds me. I think I might have told you this story, maybe even on the podcast. I don't remember.
And you laughed. I thought you got it.
No, I
didn't talk about it.
So my mom, when I was probably like 17, I had a girl over that we were involved. And this feels dirty holding a jammer. I can't.
As I picked my drink up.
I had a girl over, and my mom stupidly left us at home alone. Like I'm pretty sure she knew I was sexually active. She had to have. And she left us alone, and we were playing Band Hero while she was there, and then she left, and I was doing the drums. I really liked the drums, and she called at some point while she was out. They did get an update, like if we needed anything from the store or whatever. And she's like, how are things going there? And I said, oh, just me banging away. I was so fucking clever. I was like, that's the smartest thing I've ever said to my mom before.
Oh, my God. And she had to have known.
Yeah, she had to. There's no way she didn't. but it's okay. She's still praying for my soul. It's a
Yeah, it's
losing
fine.
battle.
It's fine. The eclipse brought Jesus. It's fine.
Yeah. So yeah, bondage is good. There have been a few girls who I've never gotten to really explore bondage because I think this has been like a lack of opportunity or necessities, like the actual straps. Like we didn't have a headboard, so there's nothing there. But like they have the under bed restraints, but like we didn't have money to buy those. So like, there was never really like I've done like ties. I've had ties before. I've used before. That works fine. I don't know that I would like to be bound.
Don't know until you try it.
Yeah, I mean, I'm not opposed to trying it, but I feel like I'm more of a person who likes to be in control than be controlled.
Yeah, and I thought I was always one of the people who like to be in control. Well, I consider it like both roles, but yeah, letting go of control is like mind blowing. I remember one time,
And dick blowing if you get lucky.
well, okay, so the story, do you remember that video from Home Alone where he's getting shocked and then he turns into like the skeleton and he's like freaking out? Have you ever seen the video or the memes where people are like, when you're getting head and the girl won't stop sucking, and then they show that like clip of him turning into the skeleton and shaking?
No.
So it was like one of the first times I was ever tied, and she's riding, and I'm like, I'm gonna come.
Yeah.
And she's like, I'm not getting off. And I literally thought I was gonna lose my life.
Or create another one.
And I was like shaking and I was freaking out, and at one point I'm pretty sure I screamed like, get off, because I was like losing my mind. But no, I mean, just letting go of release for like 30 minutes is fine, or just like letting go of control. I've tried so much, like I said this before, I was like, there's like almost nothing I haven't tried, and I can't narrow it down to like one thing. But I'm kind of like the mentality of like, if you want to try it, I'll try it, except if it has anything to do with a mouth and an ass.
I'm far more willing to try if it's something they want tried. I'm more reserved. I don't try to peg myself as vanilla. I don't try to peg myself at all, for that matter.
I was just gonna say,
I don't try to peg myself as vanilla by any means. I don't want Mormon sex with a dead fish. Just not what I'm into. Not here for the Handmaid's Tale experience.
oh God, that would be. Can you imagine if that became reality and that's how people had to? I would just not do it.
Yeah, there's no way. I'd have to go gay because at least somebody else would be enjoying it then.
I just wouldn't do it. I'd end up being at those like secret brothels they had.
I did have. I know I've told you this story before. Harry Potter is tainted for me.
I know.
Because there was a dude who tried to convince me. So anyway, the brief story of it. This guy that I had gone to church camp with. It all comes back to church camp.
And why are all the freaks from church camp?
Honestly, Chris,
the freakiest people.
I was going through and editing the clips from last week's episode where I was talking about church camp being really freaky and nobody really knowing about it. And Kristen was involved in something on her phone, not even paying attention. If I had said something directly to her, she wouldn't have heard anything. I get to the part where I say, if I ever get the chance to be single again, I'm going to go back to church to find me the freaky girls.
That's why she messaged
and she
the
comes
group.
over and starts beating the shit
That's
out
why
of
she
me.
messaged the group last week.
Like, you weren't even listening. You didn't know I existed until you heard me talking shit about you, and then you know all of a sudden. But anyway, this dude from church camp, or Bible study, whatever it was we were acquainted with, he was gay, I think, or he knew early on, and I had experimented with that when I think I was like 13. I was like, oh no, maybe I am.
13?
Yeah. He
You experimented with him?
No, someone else.
Oh, like how even at 13?
I think it was going through a lot of the hormonal discovering porn and sex and everything else all at once, and it was like, oh, let's try everything at once.
I just don't think I would even. No,
it was
13
weird.
is too young.
It was for sure weird. But anyway, this dude invited me over to watch Harry Potter. We reconnected on Facebook. I knew he was gay, and I was like, oh, I don't have anything against gay people. Like,
Well, that wasn't a red flag. Like, no, actually, that's not a red flag. Because like, never mind. Keep going.
Yeah, I was like, he's not gonna do anything to me. Like, he knows I'm straight. I'm chasing girls. Like, he's not gonna pass any boundaries, surely. And so I go over to his apartment. He's like, I don't have very many DVDs. What do you want to watch? And he's listed off the list of them. There's like maybe 8 of them or something. And I was like, I've seen the Harry Potter one you've got, but none of them other ones sounded any good. So I said, let's just watch Harry Potter. And so we sat down, opposite ends of the couch. I said opposite,
Opposite.
opposite. I don't know what the fuck. Opposite ends of the couch, and he scoots over to the middle, like
What?
5 minutes into the movie, and I was like, I got very uncomfortable. I feel like the tide that I didn't think was going to turned, and so he scoots over the middle, and I kind of try to get further over to my edge, but I can't. I'm already all the way pressed up against it. And like if I were any more over it, my leg would be over the.
I would be getting on the ground.
No, the ground is probably where you wanted
You
me.
probably rub your shoulders or some shit.
And he scooted next to me and was like right up against, like our legs were touching, and I said, "What's going on?" And he goes, "Nothing." He's like, "I just thought maybe you wanted to relax a little bit." I'm like, "Well, I'm very much super not relaxed
Right,
now."
you're making me very on edge.
Yeah, and I said, "I'm not into guys." And he goes, "No, I know that." And I said, "So what are you doing?" And he goes, "Well, if you just let me blow you and pretend I am a girl and close your eyes, it's not even gay at all." Like, that is the worst fucking pickup line.
What kind of pickup line is that?
I don't know. Apparently, one where he thought my only wall to get over was that for my dick king suck was that it had to be a female, and apparently he thought he was going to rectify that.
This is like that T-shirt. $20 is $20.
Yeah.
But like, I just. How many people does he do this to?
I don't know. I have to.
This is concerning.
Yeah, I have to.
This is like very predatory behavior.
This is by far not his first rodeo.
No, this is some predatory behavior.
Yeah. So eventually, I think I texted somebody and said, "Call me, make an excuse for me to leave." And I don't know who it was that did. And I said, "Oh, I got to go. My dad's in the hospital." I don't think he believed it, but he let me go. So what was he going to do?
Right.
Obviously, he could have done something. But I don't think he had the means to overpower me. I'm not exactly a small guy.
Right.
But yeah. So I don't even remember which Harry Potter it was. But now every time my wife's like, "We should rewatch the Harry Potter movies," I'm like, maybe
well, at least
not.
she's a woman.
Yeah, I'm definitely not getting blown during that watch of the Harry Potter films.
God damn! Why? I don't understand why people are so fucking weird.
I don't know.
I don't get it.
Fucking church camp.
And that's probably, at the end of the day, that's probably his kink, is trying to see if he can convert people.
Absolutely. When I was on Bumble trying to find friends where we met, I don't know if we ever established the origin of our relationship publicly to people.
It's fine.
But in any case, I met some really weird fucking dudes on there. One of them in particular, me and Russ, and I was going to have him on as a guest sometime when he wanted to come over and guest, and we were going to talk about our Bumble experiences on there. I met him through that as well. There was a dude on there who, the first couple of messages were just the general exchanges. "Hey, how are you? Good. How are you?" I'd be like, I looked for something in his profile, something we could talk about mutually. And I remember what it was, probably video games or Marvel or something. And so I said, "Oh, I see you're also into this or whatever." He's like, "Yeah." It's like, "I really enjoy playing these games or whatever." And then just at the drop of a hat goes, "I think you would be really good for my friend Sarah." And I said, "What?"
You did tell me about
Yeah.
this.
And he goes, "My friend Sarah, she's looking for a really nice guy. She's really hot. You'd be into her." I said, "I'm married and have a family, and I'm not looking at stepping out or anything." He's like, No, I get it. That's understandable. That's the right call. You shouldn't be trying to step out." I was like, "Okay."
Well, then what's this conversation?
Right, exactly. So I just tried to bring it back. I should have just let it go. So I tried to bring it back into normal bounds of conversation for two strangers who just started talking a few minutes ago. And he goes, "Well, we could all use friends, right?" And I go, "Yeah, that's why we're on Bumble Friends, looking for friends." And he's like, "Well, even if you're not interested in being with my friend Sarah, she could use a great guy like you in her life." And I'm like, I give up at this point. I said, "Okay, what's her, how does she want to message me or whatever?" And like, I have no intention of hiding this communication from Kristen at all. And so he's like, "Well, she has Snapchat." And I said, "Fine. I don't use Snapchat regularly. I have it, but I don't use it." And I said, "Here's my username for it or whatever." And Sarah adds me, and the very first thing out of Sarah's mouth is, "Can you send me a picture?" And I was like, "All right, whatever. You want a face to the name or whatever." So I send her just a general profile picture that was on Facebook or whatever. And she goes, "Oh, you're really cute." And I said, "Thanks." And then she sends a picture of herself. And I don't think there's anything scandalous about that yet. And
But was it like an actual genuine snap, or was it in chat?
chat.
So you should have known right away.
Right. And so I was just like, okay, whatever. And then she's like, so how are you today? And I said, great. So I'm just laying in bed with my wife watching TV. And she says, I wish you were here right now so we could cuddle and you could rub my ass while we watch movies or something like that. I just like, what the fuck does this? And I was like, okay, thanks. And I blocked her and blocked the other dude.
It was him.
Yeah, it was him, absolutely. And me and Russ got to talking probably like a few weeks after this, and I said, I have this really weird connection with this dude. And I explained it to him, and he goes, wait, her name was Sarah? I said, yeah, I'm pretty sure it was Sarah. He's like, I think I had that same dude try to get me to hook up with her too. And I said, you didn't send like a dick pic, did you?
He did he?
He's like, no, I absolutely didn't.
I
Definitely sent him a dick pic.
Oh my god! And so like I've had people tell me the stories like that before, and it hasn't happened to me, thank God. But I have been catfished
Yeah.
a couple times.
By dudes or just chicks that are not who they said?
I never know.
Oh, you
I never
got
know.
to the bottom of
Yeah,
it.
I never know because I just get so freaked out. I'm like, I'm done. And that's part of the reason why I get off the app so quickly is because there's so many bots on there.
Yeah.
And they try to tell you like they're not bots, blah blah. But they may not be bots, but they're people run accounts that are definitely catfish, collecting pictures and just trying to grow their network of catfish.
Right.
It's fucking terrifying.
Right.
I don't want to see my fucking pictures anywhere else.
I get excited every time like Instagram or TikTok send me a follow notification.
And
I'm
it's
like,
one of those
somebody likes my content, and then I open it up. I'm like, you're barely wearing clothes. You're not a real person.
Right. And I love like the bio is like God is number one.
Yeah,
and then
God
you see like the pictures. It's like some girl showing off her ass in like a bikini. And I'm like, God is not number one for you. And then you like look more. I go back up to the bio and look at it. There's like a link, and it's like a link tree, and then of course it's for an OnlyFans. So
Right. And I love too the ones that are like they're female. Like, there'll be pictures of the same girl. Like I'm like, that's convincing, sort of. And then the name will be like Andrew Fisher. I'm like, your name is Andrew.
Yep. I get a lot of the fake guys and girls, like people from like Africa or Russia and Japan and China. I get a lot. And one day I got like 35 in a day.
Yeah.
And I'm pretty sure it was the same person just trying to get into my account. Like just trying to get a follow. Or like me to allow them to follow, because as soon as I would block, it would come back. I'm saying, I'm like, what the fuck? This person is persistent. And it's happened so much that I've actually gotten around to the same pictures being used in different profiles before.
Jesus Christ.
I'm like, these people are not
They're
not smart.
relentless.
They're not smart. Yeah, dude. So I guess like, you know, mine's a real kink and yours is not, but you know, we'll let it happen.
It's a mild kink, but it's a kink. And then I'm with somebody.
The non-sexual kink.
I'm with somebody who fucking beats me all the time for my comments.
I think that's really.
And it's
more
not
what
even
I
like
think
it's
it
not
is.
even abuse, as you've witnessed. It's very much I say things to irritate her on purpose, and it's gotten to the point where that's become our what's the word I'm looking for? Dynamic.
Yeah.
To the point that she looks at me now, like she'll be sitting on the other end of the couch and I'll be on the other side of the room on the other end, and she'll just look over at me and I go, "What's up?" And she goes, "I don't know what it is, but I just really want to punch you in the face right now." I'm like, "I haven't even done anything." She's like, "I know." So I've really, I think, like frayed her nerves to the point where she looks at me now. She goes, "This motherfucker's gonna say some shit," and she has arguments with me in her head that I don't even have to be a part of.
Right. Oh, and then she carries it over to real life.
Yeah, she'll have the conversation out loud with what she anticipates my responses will be, and I'll be like, I wasn't even going to say any of that.
But you think I was, but okay. Fine, whatever. But yeah, no, I saw a very good snapshot of you guys at the end of con when we were both leaving my house. You guys just like running around like children. I was like, you guys definitely. It was funny.
It's a very bantery love that comes across as hate. I try to warn people when I get into new friendships or people that are going to be around for a little bit and get to experience me and her together. I want to be like, I want you to know we're not getting divorced. It just seems like we are.
Right, and that's actually kind of the type of relationship that I would rather have, other than like just like sitting in a room bored.
Yeah, it's a lot more playful and interactive.
Right.
And she will swear up and down that she hates it, and she wants me just to be nice to her and to like be the very doting, loving husband.
She is more into it than she is more the one who's instigating it than you are.
Right. And she's just like, sometimes you could just be not be an asshole. I said, but you wouldn't love it then. She won't admit to it.
No, she won't.
So yeah, I do like to get beat. So it might be a little bit masochistic, and also like the golden retriever treatment too. So
Yep.
I don't know. It's a coin flip for me apparently.
Yeah, I think so.
I'm trying to think of other things that I may have tried or been offered. I had a girl, fucking, I don't know what was up with her. She had like mood swings like a motherfucker. She told me one time she wanted to be roofied because she wanted to know what it was like to be roofied. But she's like, but I don't want to have sex. I just want someone to like videotape the experience of me being roofied so I know what it's like feeling it and what I can see the experience is like. And I was like, I'm not gonna roofie you
And like,
or videotape
like,
it for
how
evidence.
do you even go about getting it?
Right, exactly. I am a 34-year-old. I almost said 32. I don't know how old I am anymore. I'm 34-year-old. I don't know a drug dealer. I couldn't get weed if I wanted to, except through the people that I know now who do. But like for a long time, I didn't smoke weed because I just didn't know where to get it. And it's like, how am I 34 and not connected to anybody?
Right.
And I don't know where the fuck to get a roofie from.
I wouldn't even know where to begin.
Right.
Like,
because then everything's cut. There's so many people that are cut shit with the bad shit, and you're like, I'm gonna get you a roofie, and you're gonna go into epileptic seizure or something.
Right. And then you get the people who are like, oh, well, I want to try Molly. Yeah. I'm like, but where are you gonna go get it?
Right.
You don't even. I'm like,
because obviously drug dealers don't take out billboards.
Right. It's risky, and I'm just not about it. So I'd rather just stick to the basics: alcohol and weed.
We discussed my threesome invasion. I still think I would have liked to have done it at one point, but for sure when I was younger I had more energy. I think
it's too much.
If we had ever tried to bring a third into our relationship, I don't think I would have the energy.
It's too much.
I would just be like, I'm exhausted. Just don't touch me.
Right, just finish yourselves off.
Right.
Even when I was younger and I did it, I'm like, I don't want this. This is not fun for me. And then I continued to try it, thinking maybe it would be. But no, it never gets any better. There's just too much going on, and I prefer one-on-one for sure.
What is age play? Is that pretending you're...
It's terrible.
I'm going to learn something today.
It's terrible. It's like underage or the diaper stuff.
Not the diaper.
Or the being like really young and dating someone who's in like a really, really old geriatric state.
Because I was curious. I was like, what are some other popular kinks we could talk about?
What's the list tell you?
So the top list we've got here is voyeurism, which I know. Cuckolding, which is...
that one doesn't make any sense to me either. Voyeurism is kind of fun.
I mean, anyone that's kind of into porn could easily slip into voyeurism.
Right.
It's when you want to do it when they know you're there. If they don't know you're there, that's when the problem arises.
Right. But no, cuckolding I can't get behind because I just don't like the idea of being cheated on, even if it's willing.
Absolutely. I could never get behind it for that reason.
What are the other ones?
Role play, which is a very normal one. I don't know if an opportunity's ever arisen for role play. I don't know if anyone's even ever.
I can't take it seriously.
Yeah,
it's just one of those things I can't take it. I can probably do it texting.
How are you going to do for D&D?
Probably not great.
When I started D&D, and we're going to get a whole other topic now. When I started D&D, I didn't like the idea of like getting myself fully into it. I would just be like, oh, well, this is happening. I would say that my character says this then. I wouldn't just do it like this is my character. And over the years, I've gotten more into it where I'm more comfortable. But seeing new people start out, they're just like, oh, I don't know. I guess I would do this instead of just saying my character does this or whatever.
Yeah, I'm not good at it. But I'd probably eventually get more comfortable with it.
We got to get it started.
Yeah. What else does the list say?
Foot fetish, which
that's the most common fetish in the world.
We discussed that before we started recording. You had mentioned having experience with having your toe sucked before.
Yeah, it's fun.
And I said that I don't know that I could ever overcome because to me feet are gross And my feet are especially gross because I work 16-hour shifts regularly.
Feet are not gross.
Feet are disgusting. I have hobbit feet. Now we're back to Dodo Baggins.
No, you just have long nails.
I got all kinds of like blisters and shit.
Saw them on Con Weekend.
I just mean like my feet are gross for reasons that are like from just being beat up and worn out.
Oh yeah, no. If you take care of them, to me, feet are not gross.
I would be more into sucking on a girl's toes than having my own toes sucked on.
I guarantee you, once you felt what it felt like, it would change your whole mind.
I'm gonna put some peanut butter on them and throw them in Kristen's face.
Yeah, you want to do the peanut butter jelly thing with her?
It's not weird to have peanut butter on one person's toes and jelly on the other and squish them together like a little foot sandwich.
There you go. So it's kind of like kink related. But yeah, that's the most. It's funny because that is the world's most common fetish. It's actually above tits and ass.
Really?
Yes. I took a human sexuality class in college, and they were talking about it, and they said it's one of those things for some reason, and I think it's just because it's such an androgynous zone on the body that it just, I don't know, but I get it. It doesn't bother me either way, though.
Next up on the list, kind of goes with hand in hand with the voyeurism, exhibitionism. I have had sex in front of somebody before who actively was watching. It wasn't like we were at a party and we're just like, oh, let's go off to a side room or whatever. Somebody actively watched.
How'd you set that up?
They were over with the girl that I was hooking up with at the time. They were friends, and I was kind of friends with both of them. And me and the one girl just were hooking up. And I just don't remember how it came to be that we're just like, oh, we're going to fuck. And this girl's like, oh, I'm going to watch you guys. I just don't know. I don't know how it came about.
I would watch, but then it'd probably be like watching porn.
Yeah, that's exactly what it would be. That's why I think anyone who isn't into watching porn could easily slip into voyeurism.
Right.
But having sex in front of other people, I don't think now I would.
Unless I know I'm a really good performer.
Yes, exactly. When I did it, I want to say 2021. So, like, I felt pretty decent about
I was
myself.
not a good performer then.
I don't think I was a good performer, but I certainly felt like it. As I mentioned in my my text signature of being the sex god or whatever, I obviously felt very comfortable about myself. Now I would just be like, I'm going to go limp.
Yeah, I was just like, okay. What's the next thing?
BDSM, which we'd also discussed.
Yeah. But that can get really wild. And there's definitely some lines to be drawn there.
The sadism and masochism could be coming for me too.
Right. And that's all kind of in that too.
At least I'm not like Marshall on How I Met Your Mother, where he was only with Lily forever. So he's just like, so I was banging this one girl, and people were like, yeah, Marshall, it's Lily, we know.
They were a great couple, though.
Oh, God, I love them. Another one is impact play.
No.
What is impact play? I'm glad to learn.
Oh.
The umbrella term given to any kind of kink practice that involves physical impact, spanking, whipping, flogging, hitting, and caning.
No. I can't do it.
I feel like I have had somebody before. I feel like this has come up where they wanted to be smacked. I definitely was not into it.
I can't do it. It's just one of those. It's one of those things where it's like I'm a lot stronger than I realize.
Yeah. And
I won't be able to hold. If I did it wrong, too hard, I'd feel like a terrible person.
It goes with like the consent, non-consent rape. It's just like we're gonna reach a point where I can't bring myself mentally to do that.
Right.
Hitting someone feels too aggressive.
Right.
Although, if Kristen decided one day she was into it, I bet I could bring myself to really wallop her. Like, hey, I just bitch.
She comes immediately.
Maybe that's what's going on. We don't need to have sex very often because she's getting off on what we were doing. Oh, she would hate that I was doing.
Oh my God.
Oh, there's masochism, dirty talk. Dirty talk's not too bad. I can get behind some dirty talk.
Where'd you get this list?
I just googled popular kinks.
Okay.
The list apparently that's coming from is Quinn, tryquinn.com. 15 types of kinks to spice up your sex life.
Just 15?
It's definitely not going to be all of them, but it's probably the most popular.
I need to find that Pornhub one.
Dirty talk is fine. I don't hate dirty talk, but I feel like I have to have lines ahead of time because I don't think I can just off the top of my head say things without jumbling the words, and then obviously that's going to ruin things. Spanking is also on here. That's impact.
It's impact play.
Yeah. Degradation. There's mine right there.
Yeah, Pornhub has a lot of these things that you just mentioned.
Body piercing. That's one I wouldn't have thought of.
One that really, really freaks me out is knife play.
Oh yeah.
Where people want to get like cut and they drink the. I'm like, nope. It never will ever be okay. It in that borderline is like mental illness to me.
Wax play. That's another one that can go wrong. I've seen. There was an episode of Sex Sent Me to the ER where they didn't have wax, but they wanted to use wax play.
That's a TV show?
Yeah, Sex Sent Me to the ER. It's been on forever. They didn't have wax to do it, so they used melted gummy bears. And gummy is like napalm when it's melted. And they had to go to the hospital with like third-degree burns.
What?
Edging, that's another one
It is... That's otherworldly.
It is really. I feel like the payoff is similar to a runner's high, where if you can get to that point, it's the best thing ever.
Yeah.
But I hate the idea of getting close and then just not finishing. It's like, no, we're at the finish line. Fucking just do it.
It's one of those things where it takes a lot of restraint, and it is pretty interesting.
Orgasm control is the same thing. I don't know why they're listing some of these as different things. Maybe it is. Maybe let's see.
As far as I know, they're the same exact thing.
Letting your partner control the timing of your orgasm, often achieved through the use of bondage. Is edging more like you are?
Edging is
yourself?
probably edging is probably yourself, but I always like thought they were the same, like being edged and all that, whatever.
Then there's blindfold sex, but I could honestly go with bondage. Electric play sounds bad.
I've seen videos for that, and again, it's one of those things that just doesn't make any sense to me.
The practice of using electrical devices to sexually stimulate yourself or someone else usually involves the use of zappers or wands. Dog collars could come in handy for that. And then that's got a whole other list of properties.
I don't like it.
You don't want to be told you're a bad boy and get zapped?
So what's really interesting, I'm on Pornhub's most viewed, and there's a lot of like so many different categories. Toys, solo, hardcore really gets me because I'm just like, what do you even want to do with that?
Hardcore?
Yeah.
It's just like fucking someone in tears and redness.
That's not fun.
It sounds terrible. Oh god, balloon play? This sounds like my clown thing.
It is. Balloon play is just like with the, oh my god, for the boomers 55 plus, biggest searches babe.
Babe.
Small tits, pissing, anal, and hand job.
The boomers are into pissing and anal?
Yep.
God damn. Feisty fuckers. Blowing them up, rubbing them on your bits, and popping the bastards with a loud bang.
There was a guy on a TV show where his My Strange Addiction, where he was obsessed with balloons and he would get off on them.
Tickling is another one that I can't get behind.
Why not?
Myself personally.
Does it say it? Is that on the list?
It's on a list of a different website. I found it on a Vice.com list. It's called Nismolagnia. Yeah, I don't know. Even watching porn, I've seen porn videos. Like one of my favorite actresses, porn stars, whatever you want to call them, I don't know. Performers has a tickling video, and I'm just like, I'm not enjoying watching this. It doesn't do anything for me.
I've had fun with it before.
I could get it maybe like as a bondage thing, like using a feather on the feet where they're tied up or something, but I don't know. Tickling doesn't seem like anything.
I've done it sexually and non-sexually, and again, it's just, I don't know, it's just fun.
Hmm.
But I don't know.
What else we got? Sounding. We
It
know
kind of,
all about
it
sounding.
kind of goes hand in hand with bondage though, and like edging. But sounding, fuck no.
Sounding is a big no.
No.
I've had an STD test where they stuck a Q-tip in my urethra, and I'm like, there's not a chance in hell I'd stick anything pleasurable up there.
No, and it just doesn't make any sense to me. Like, and that's like the extremes of it. It's like tickling. That's just body contact. That's just like sensation play, whatever. But then you go from that one regular situation, turning that to like something that's arousing, and then all of a sudden someone's like, "Oh, I want to get this stuck up my urethra."
Right.
Like, where are these extremes coming from?
And it's wild too because this list is very different from the first list I went to. They get a little bit more extreme than that other list. And the other one's like, oh, bondage and role playing and dirty talk. Here's cock and ball torture. No.
I saw. Oh God, there was a video in college where that was circulating, kind of like around the time that Mr. Hands was circulating, where he got fucked by the horse and died. But it was this guy who put his balls on a clamp and then cut his own dick off on camera. And it was like the ultimate pleasure for him.
There's no
He
way.
built up to that to all his life. He waited until he was older and he videotaped it because that was a moment that he wanted. He knew because he was like 50s that he had to wait because it was a one-time thing. And then he wanted to videotape it and he put it on Pornhub. And I remember like all my like group of friends and everything, somebody found it and like was showing it to all of us. And I remember at one point we were all watching it at a party, but it was just like he had like one of those little hatchets, like a cleaver.
Yeah.
And he just did it, and you hear him like screaming and everything. But then he picks the camera up and he's like, "I waited all my life to do that."
Jesus fucking Christ. People are fucked up.
Traffic by console for Pornhub. Most people watch porn on PlayStation 5.
That's interesting. Interesting. Never would have thought to use my PS5 for porn.
Most searched movie characters: Harley Quinn,
Makes sense.
Black Widow, Sonic.
Oh my god!
Oh my god!
I think we forgot.
Sonic,
I think we forgot to mention the part where we're not supposed to be kink shaming.
Avatar. They want to link up to their tails.
Yeah.
Oh god!
So this
Porn by video game. Fortnite.
Oh man, who's? That's gonna be
Pokemon.
That Vaporeon.
Oh yeah. I'm not one of those people, but
Another one that
I learned about it from Rusty the other day.
Another one that is not.
Among Us? Who's getting off to an Among Us character?
Those fuckers.
I need to know. If you're one of those, you need to let us know because I need to talk to you.
Because we're not preventing kink shaming anymore at that point. At that point, you're getting all the shame. Do you think those fuckers are in the VR one in the Oculus, running around?
Maybe. Oh, Skyrim.
That's
People are getting off to Skyrim. Roblox? How are you getting off to Roblox?
That's definitely a little too close to child porn.
Yeah, I don't like it.
One of this list, and it's not a fetish that I don't think I'd ever fall into, but it makes me giggle, is giantess fetish. Just thinking of the uppies.
Which is hysterical because most searched video game character, Resident Evil Lady Dimitrescu. And we all know the rest wants uppies.
And we saw her voice actress at Con.
Yep.
Oh god. She was so much weirder too than what her characters are.
Send me the link that you're on, or put that in the document. I want to see that one.
Okay. Oh my god. I don't even know how we got down this deep down in the.
We are so far over time right now too.
I know at this point it's just a long episode about what we liked in bed.
We're gonna have to cut so much of this end.
I don't know. I think we're gonna leave it all in. It's gonna be a longer episode. There's free use. That one is an interesting one to watch.
What'd you say?
Free use.
What is that?
It's like a very mild form of consent.
This isn't the website, the one that you were on that you told me about. You didn't say Vice.
Yeah, that's why I said this is the one I'm on now.
Oh, what was the other one?
Oh, that one was. I'd have to go back. Free use is basically a very mild form of consent, non-consent, whereas at any point, no matter what they're doing in their day or whatever, you can just start having sex with them. And I don't know if the general idea is that you enjoy it, or or just there for their pleasure or whatever. But it in the videos they try to act like they're just going about their business, like nothing's happening.
Okay.
There's that one.
Findom. If I could make money off of just telling somebody that they're a dumb fuck, I would do it.
Kristen said she thought about it for shits and giggles. She's like, I'm already mean to people. I might as well get paid for it.
Right, like I could easily be mean to people.
Food play is an interesting one. That
There's this.
I don't think I've ever. I've used like chocolate syrup and stuff before.
Food play is funny in terms of like being able to use it like with that, but then there's an even deeper one where it's called feeders.
What is feeders?
People who like to feeders and eaters. So people who like to feed people to get fat, and then people who like to eat to get fat.
Oh yes, I've heard about that. Not gone quite that far. I enjoy using like chocolate syrup and whipped cream. I did come out not a sexual thing, but I did. I swear I must have told you that the day that I revealed that I was Batman. Maybe I didn't. I swear I must have told you this before. I think once I start telling you, you'll remember. So I got super wasted one time when I was at a couple of friends' house. We were playing Munchkin and drinking, and they all decided they were done drinking. And it was Kraken. Does that ring a bell?
No.
Because I thought we'd discussed how you hate Kraken.
No, I like Kraken.
Do you? Oh, all right. I don't know. Maybe it was a conversation with someone else then. But they decided they were done drinking for the night. And I said, well, you can't fucking leave your cups full of alcohol. I said,
I'm wearing the Kraken.
Yeah, you are.
I do like Kraken alcohol.
And so they're like, well, we're not going to drink it. So if you want to finish them off, go ahead. So I took all of their cups and just started downing it. And I got super fucking wasted super fast. And I don't know what was going on up here because up here shut off until the next day. And I had to find out from people what happened. And I disappeared into the person whose place it was into their bedroom closet. And I emerged shirtless with whipped cream sprayed on my nipples. And I didn't tell you this?
No.
Oh my God. I emerged with whipped cream sprayed on my nipples. And I come out of the closet and I go, I am Batman. I'm the world's greatest detective. And I don't know what happened after that, but shortly after that, they followed me to the bathroom where I threw up into the bathtub because I just downed a bunch of Kraken.
I have never heard this story.
I thought you knew about my whipped cream nipple Batman.
No.
Oh my God. How have I kept that story from you? That was the thing I did. Whipped cream on my nipples and then coming out of the closet revealing my secret identity to everybody in the room. It was very much not a Batman thing.
No. I don't remember that at all.
Good times.
I need to close all these porn tabs.
Before you leave it up and like your parents come in and see. Tentacles. Here's another one. Rubber. I don't think I could do rubber. I don't like the feeling of like tight spandex. Puppy play.
Nope.
I'm all for doggy, but that's
puppy
a bit
play
much.
I'm pretty sure is
Popular amongst gay men, involves a special kind of submission where you are treated and expected to act like a pet dog, from sniffing crotches.
Yeah, you wear the
eating out of a
mask.
bowl, crawling on all fours. Pup play can range from really casual wearing a collar occasionally to extremes of living 24/7 as a dog, even sleeping in a cage next to your master's bed. It's fucking wild.
Again, how is that something you discover? And like, where is the line? Because like bondage, like feet,
I feel like
choking.
as you progress to it, like it's all connected somehow. Like you lead into it, gateways.
Was it like a gateway drug?
Yeah. You know, like they're like, oh, well, weed will lead into meth and all that. Like, I feel like you start out.
Someone tickles my foot, and then all of a sudden, next thing I want to do is be a dog.
I didn't say that. There's a TikTok for you. I'm just saying that, like, You're like, oh, I like to be blindfolded. Okay, now I'm going to be into bondage. And I mean, you make a progression. I don't know how you get to being a dog. I don't fucking ask those questions.
Yeah, no,
I'm sure we can find a community to ask people and interrogate them. I mean,
interrogate them.
interview them.
Interrogate them.
I'm sorry, I got very wrapped up in the Batman thing.
Oh my god!
How did you get into being a dog? Swear to me.
What's like the furries? I've seen furry porn pop up.
Yeah.
And you're just in a fucking furry suit, and they're fucking.
Yep.
But there's no actual penetration.
Not like sexy hot, but like fucking sweat.
But there's no actual penetration. They're just like grinding on each other.
Don't they have holes? They can pop open?
Well, I guess I didn't see anything that happened like that, but I just can't. I can't fathom it.
It just it does seem.
We're not kink shaming. I just can't fathom it. I can't understand it.
Although the Among Us thing, we are kink shaming for.
I have an idea of somebody who it might be.
What?
Who might be into it. I think I know. I can't say.
Somebody I know?
Yeah.
Okay. I think I'm on board now.
You know. Can't say.
Oh.
Well, I think we've exhausted
ourselves.
Yeah, ourselves.
I feel drained, not in a sexual gratification way.
No, not at all.
Why did I put all of this information out for strangers to watch?
I'm not taking any more questions.
I can't. I'm going to have to edit this one with earbuds. There's no chance in hell I can do this one out loud.
No, you should. Be
Next to
hysterical.
Kristen.
You'll be hysterical. It's also 9:01.
Mm-hmm. Yep, I was just looking at that. I was like, oh, we're like an hour and 46. It's 9:01, which means
you need to get back.
I'm not gonna get any sleep. There's no chance in hell. I'm just gonna go back home, stop at a gas station. I gotta put in my order for my pizza.
Fuck, dude.
It's gonna be a rough one, buddy. It's gonna be a rough one.
All right, I'll stay up late with you in solidarity.
I'm sure you will. You rat bastard. You're gonna lay back on that couch and fall asleep again.
No, I want to play Dragon's Dogma. Since I don't have anybody to play Helldivers with.
Oh. So you guys know, maybe you don't, probably don't. I don't think I've ever seen anybody interact with any of the podcasts. But if you listen on Spotify, and we are now available on Apple Podcasts and iHeartRadio, maybe a couple other things.
And Pandora, right?
And Pandora, yeah.
I didn't know Pandora even did
I
it.
didn't either. She's like, do you guys have on Pandora? I'm like, who the fuck listens to podcasts on Pandora?
Had no clue.
Oh, this is going to be an eye-opener for her. Her and I went to high school together.
Oh, God.
This episode's going to be a real fucking wing.
Oh, God.
If you enjoyed this, hooray. Learning about me in ways you didn't know that I existed.
Okay, you're still way more vanilla than what I said I've done.
oh, for sure. I'm certain we still didn't get through all of the things that you are into or try.
God.
Oh.
There's a list of things that I would do again. And there's a list of things I won't do.
I was just willing to be like, okay, here's these two dudes who had weird sexual gratification, and I'm also into praise kink, and here's the story about that. And then let's hear a thing from you, and then call it a night. And we just went down this rabbit hole list of kinks about what we would do.
Because there's so many out there. I remember, so that human sexuality book that I took, the fetishes like section of the semester, the book was huge. And just for like the fetishes and everything alone, it was like 40 pages.
Yeah.
Very small textbook print. And I never even got through all of it. Because I never even, like, there's just so much.
It's fucking wild.
Everyone is out there, everyone in this world has something. And you may not think that somebody else is into it, but I guarantee you if you search on the internet, you'll find it.
Communities everywhere, too.
Right.
Conventions, for that matter. People are having get-togethers left and right to celebrate these things.
Yeah, there was one while we were at con.
I'm amazed not one of these lists were swingers. Threesome made it on that first list, but not swingers.
Cincinnati has a really huge swinger community.
Is that why your cousin went to the swinger bar?
No. But I know that up here there's a rising swingers community. But down in Cincinnati, there was actually supposed to be a TV show on it, a reality show. But there's a community, a development of houses that in order to even like live there, you have to like basically consent to be a swinger family.
I kind of want to go with you to the swinger bar and drink and watch people.
All I ever do is just people watch.
I just want to go.
It's all old people.
Let's do it.
Oh, it's right there by the Holiday Inn.
I'm gonna have to tell Kristen that we're doing like a big recording session of like 3 episodes. So I go.
Well, we can't go during the day. You got to go at night. That's when all the.
Well, yeah, I'm gonna tell her I have to stay over.
Oh, okay.
I have to stay late because we're doing recording
Um.
that she definitely won't ask for validation for.
No, and then she'll text us and be like, "Are you home yet?"
She'll be texting us while we're there and be like, "How's recording going?"
She'll check Life 360. Why are you at the Holiday Inn? My cousin and our friend Justine love going. We love going.
I want to go.
And we have this one girl that we call Skechers.
Yeah, I was gonna say I want to meet Skechers.
And then there's Gimpy, who's always in a leather like outfit, and she gimps around and she's on meth.
I want to go so bad. All right.
It's so much fun.
I know how we're closing out the episode this time.
Okay.
So to wrap things up, we might not be the world's greatest people, but when the public water fountain tastes like ass, it's not because we stuck our anuses to it.
Oh God, choking on my life over here. Yeah. So with that, we will see you next week.
God damn it! Thanks, guys. Have a good one.